Well, we're here again just about an hour and a half before low tide. And as you can see by the beach drop-off, we're getting a nice sand pull-out again, which my little edge here in these stones generally act as kind of a collection area. So I will walk along the edge and see if there's anything being held up. Little artifacts. You'll start to see brass. You'll start to see some screws and bolts. But that's not really enough to declare a deposit area. So I'm going to do a quick walkthrough and see what I can pick up on. The brass always comes in. Oh, look at all the little water aphids bouncing around. There might even be little baby fish. Nothing too crazy, but the tide is definitely further out than I suspected today. And of course I always have my little concretion area I'm going to check out, which might have pulled more sand out. And oh, there's tiny little birds and that one big seagull feasting on something. All right, don't get distracted. Project at hand. Those dancing little bugs. Right by maybe a little piece of brass. Nope, it's just a shell. Certain areas collect more than others. You can see where there might be a little drainage spot. Now, since this is an area that usually collects, and I don't see much here, then I'm starting to presume there's not much going on yet, because there would generally be a lot here. You can see some things popping out. Some crushed lead bullets. That's some kind of cap. Yeah, that's a bullet, but not a lot. So I'm not going to spend too much time here, because today's hunt is all about covering more ground, not being so hyper-specific to one area. Although I like when the stones show up more in here. I might have to get my scraper out and move some of these stones around. Let's go check out the little birds first. What is that guy feeding on? Interesting little pocket. I was hoping there was more in there, but it's a boat bolt, lead weight, some copper wiring. Could have been something. There's some fishermen heading out. Look at these two guys. They are blowfish. They're the guys that blow up when they get frightened. The sad thing is they're stuck in this pool and the tide's going out. Now, granted, that just allows them the luxury of being perfect bait for seagulls. And that is the natural order of things, but they are so cool. I'm just gonna have a tough time not putting them back in the water. Now, maybe you can guess what I do. I'm not gonna videotape it. Well, I'm sneaking out a short hunt right before it gets dark out. It's actually 3 hours before low tide, and thankfully the tide's still pretty low. I'm chiseling off some pieces here, and I think, interestingly enough, I got a pipe bowl here the other day, but this looks like maybe a turtle shell pipe stem broken off at the tip. I do love the turtle shell pattern. Well, this may actually be real turtle shell. Interesting. Yep, as I was checking out this bottle here, which I think might be a cobalt blue, I picked up another pipe bowl right after that pipe stem I found. Interesting. Sitting right by my knee. Well, it is a cobalt blue. I'm thinking it's a medium size. Oh, I thought that was going to come out difficult. Bromo seltzer. And I think that's exactly what it is. But it's got the darker blue, so it's, yeah, there we go. It's a little on the older side. But I do like these, so I'm going to keep it. Well, I'm going to be left to wonder what this piece was at some point. Sure has a pretty glass swirl to it. And I do love glass. The world's largest marble. Got another bottle coming out here. And there's a strange piece of metal holding it in. It's hard to see the top. It's probably a twist off. And with the texture of the bottle, it can't be super old. But I'm going to guess this is running 30s or 40s soda bottle. I am interested in knowing what kind of soda it is. Maybe that's coming out right there. Oh, hold on. Maybe we'll get a better look at this right now. Oh my goodness. There we go. What are you? I'm not seeing the embossing yet. Something rubber sitting right underneath it. That feels weird. All right, I'm gonna wedge this guy out. It's looking a little bit bigger than I thought it was. Let's see what it is. Well, that's certainly bigger than I thought, and would have had a label right here, I'm guessing. So it's not super old. There's contents on it. I'm gonna put that to the side. See if there's anything else here. Well, looking at this thing upside down, it certainly didn't look like anything as I pulled it out. I was just guessing some kind of lid. I turned it over, and we do have some detail on the title of this. That says Nash. I'm wondering if that, it almost looks like it's part of a hubcap, but it's copper. Get it cleaned up a little bit. I'm not thinking that is the car, the Nash, but it sure looks like it could be. That's cool. It's going to clean up nice and at least just look really cool. Had to be chipped at the bottom, didn't you? It's a cool piece. No glass. I don't know what it is. Looks like you should be able to collapse it. Oh well. So after being down in there, I get to come up and look at this. Sunday morning. What are you thinking today?
Well, Leonardo.
Water or sand?
Well, I always do water, but
Told you.
definitely gonna check out that same spot that I was at the last time.
Sounding a little froggy this morning. Did you get some sleep last night?
Plenty of sleep.
You sure? You are now boozing it up?
Nope.
Because this is like a school night when we go out in the morning. You don't go out on a school night.
This is my one day off that I don't booze it up.
Oh, yeah.
You got your Gatorade.
Oh. Well, that's fun. You worried about my hydration?
Yeah, I don't need you passing out or complaining.
Oh, you're the best.
2 hours in and...
Did you water it down?
No, I didn't water it down. It's just...
Gatorade straight up has too much sugar in it, please. 50-50 it with water. Maybe next time. I don't want to sound ungrateful, but...
So you'll be in the bay. Split the water there.
Here we go. All right, tide's going out. And we got some time yet. That's good. I don't like the seaweed. Oh, there's our birds on the island. Means that's showing up. I'll put a little friendly wager on today. Can I, Mr. Potter? Yeah. All right. Let's, I might hit the sand a little bit right here. I know you're...
I'm gonna walk right down to T-Rex.
To where?
The wood.
Oh, then I'm going there too. What, do you know something I don't know? I'm no fool. You had a destination, that means something's going on. All right. So I'm going to be right next to you the whole length of the way, making sure I get the right spot. And with my Gatorade, if I get hungry, I can have a little salad. No, I got to find some fresh seafood. What are you looking at?
This.
Oh.
It's a little needlefish.
Oh, yeah, put him in the water. He's not supposed to be out.
I'm not touching that. What if it's a blood-sucking...
Put him in your... Yeah, it's a needlefish. What the hell's he doing out here? See ya. Huh. I saved 2 blowfish in a little pool of sand the other day. They got stuck in low tide. 2 of them. Very interesting with the Equinox 800. I hit a signal here, dumped it, and lost the signal. But I do see that the coin's now sitting on its edge, which means the detector did not pick it up. There's also another signal here. The detector did not pick it up once it sat on its edge. And it's just a regular nickel. But I don't like that. It didn't even buzz when it went over it. Just a super, super cool spot right here that we're about to hit. The tide did a great job cleaning this piece off. I love the sticks coming out. Now this one's going to be a heartbreaker because as of right now, it does appear to be silver. It's right where I found that nickel. And I can't make anything out of it. Super thin. Might be a little something there. I don't know. I just don't know. I like it though, and it does certainly appear to be silver. Look how paper thin it is. Well, I could be wrong. This stone's just a little too flat on the bottom, a little too round. It has a real pretty color to it. I'm not sure what's going on with that one. Well, these little brass clips are always a good sign that you could have potentially an older area. And he's starting to hit the water down there. I'm starting to hit the water here.
Back to the wash spot. And my first scoop is a coin. I haven't had a coin all day. Come back to the spot that looks good. You can see got a mix of stuff in here. So I just scooped a bunch of bunch of noise, and in there was a Merc. And nothing else. Nothing but screws. Beat up Merc, but it's a Merc. Now I'll manage my first weedie. Out here in the middle of nowhere. I think they got a date on that. Looks like a 1950 something. Well, let's see if there's any more. Maddie's out in the middle of nowhere. There he is. Sometimes you just get lucky with a scoop. And out comes a nice piece of pottery. With a little maker's mark. Shenango, Newcastle. Made for somebody in New York. Nice piece.
Well, it's that brass ending that gave me a great signal, but it's a nice old long bamboo fishing pole. I'm not sure how long that bad boy's been out here, but someone was using it a while ago. Well, I just pulled out a really old button, brass. I wish there was some writing on it, but there isn't. But it's in really good shape. Oh, did I put it in the camera? There we go. And since I'm far enough out in the water, it's a good signal to find out here, because there could be other things this shape, similar to this, in this little area. Now the tables have turned. I am now out in the water, and he's dry landish. But look at this thing. I've been doing about an hour out here, and I haven't really gotten anything but lead bullets. What, of course, appeared like a coin is some kind of button or pin. Can I swing on your... I don't know, I think that's a fence, but there's a strange advertisement slogan. Can I swing on your... For now, your guess is as good as mine until I get home and research this thing. It appears to be possibly bronze. Not quite brass or copper looking, but interesting. In the middle of nowhere. All right, this always brings a smile to my face. Look at this button with a horseback rider. There's one behind them. Maybe they are in a sporting event. I'm not really sure. This thing does look old. It's pretty worn out, but you can see what's going on there. Great button. I told them, better come out here. Well, that little two-piece button took me about 20 minutes to get. Great signal, but just got pushed around when I was digging for it. Not sure if there's going to be any kind of design on it. I want to say it was worth the wait.
Interesting piece here. Looks like it may have some initials on it. You can see it looks like a key, a little key cover. Maybe some initials. Pretty cool.
How you feeling about today?
Could have been a couple more targets.
You think you got me?
I think I got you.
What? That means you have a sleeper.
No sleeper.
Really? Well, then you don't got me.
No, no.
Well, I think I just picked up an old ruler. I'm here already on my second day this week, and it is a squelcher. It's hotter than hot. I brought my digging tool, but I don't plan on doing much digging. You gotta really preserve your time here and not get too heated up. Yeah, I like the font of these numbers. Might have some age to it. Well, I'm out today. It's Tuesday, and unfortunately here the actual temperature is about 103. I don't plan on doing any digging. I'm not cutting any grass because it is way too hot. I'm doing a very casual walk and seek because it's a pretty good low tide, and maybe I'll get in a half hour to an hour right now. Thank God there's a little bit of a breeze because it is hot. There's always something you can look for. Bottom of a wine glass. Well, we'll see. I hope it's worth it today. It's an interesting little copper piece to the top of a bottle, I'm guessing. Yep, I lied, it's brass. You can see the yellow coming through. Well, it's been hard to spot these guys. I haven't got one in a while. But I'm seeing a button right there. And I'm trying to scan around it to see if anything else is popping out, like maybe an old gem, or a gold coin, or just a button with 2 holes. Cap, wires, nada. All right, I don't have much more in me. This heat baking on my back feels like it's an oven. What's that right there? Unless I start to find something cool, then everything seems to get a lot cooler after that, no pun intended. Well, you can only just imagine how quickly I grabbed this piece as I saw it lingering in my little sand scoop there. I saw the outer edge of it and the bottom. I said, oh, that looks interesting. And look at the perfume bottle we have here. How cool is that design? Looks like maybe like a genie lamp kind of design. I love the decor in here. Oh, that is why did they ever throw this one away? How cool is that? Dynamite find. All right, look at this before the water washes it away. I did find another leaf, but that looks very much like the arm I found last week in the same spot. It is, it's identical. Now I got 2 arms. Where's the rest of your torso? And I got another brass leaf. That's a great scoop. That was with the bottle that I just found. What else is here? Strange, the sun is over there. Yeah, and it looks like it's coming out there. chipping away at this piece again. I'm getting a lot of lead weights coming out. This just popped out from an old ore holder. It might be fun to clean up when I get home. But not much more than that right now. A lot of junk, you can see it. I'm having a tough time finding some weak areas. Well, I'm not so sure why this one took me so long to find, but look at the old, it might be a Nokia cell phone. That one just came out. Great signal. But I think every time I went to scoop it, it was so big, it just shifted right out of the scooper. Silly thing.